just to let everyone know, Councilor Collick is present and he's here by phone. Let the council know that we've got him, okay?
Hi, Zach.
Can you hear us, Zach? Okay. All right, we're gonna start with the, calling the public hearing to order. And, we have project and narrative process, Crystal Hennon.
Hi, Crystal Hennon with Ransom Financial. We're here to do your public hearing so we can close out your water project. Did you already call your meeting to order as well?
No, we haven't called the meeting. This is
Okay.
a public hearing for the citizens to
Right.
comment.
So we're here to discuss your water project. The water project consisted of replacing lines, adding tracer wire. We added valve boxes, line connections, fire hydrants. So we're here to ask if anybody has any questions. You guys can ask questions, or anybody from the public can ask questions.
Okay. Do we have any public comments from anyone? Anyone from the council? Zach, can you hear her okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any comments?
No.
Okay. I guess there is none.
All right, so we can go ahead and close your public hearing, and then we'll have to make a motion, to approve the mayor and the city clerk to finalize the paperwork.
Before we close it, Dave, I found the page now. It says we have 67,000 left in the 600,000 grant. Why do we have that left?
I think it came in under bid is the reason why,
Okay.
if I recall.
Yes.
Darren, you got?
Yeah, Councilor Herbal, the reason for that is the CDBG grant is based entirely on the total loan we originally asked for. And because the bids came in better and because our costs were lower, the total loan value was lower, which also proportionally reduces the CDBG grant.
Okay. Thank you.
So it's unfortunately, CDBG doesn't let you play the game of getting all the grant no matter how much loan you spend. It's proportionate.
Yeah. That's by
So
percentage.
because we're not taking the full loan amount, we didn't quite get all the CDBG grant.
Understand. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll adjourn the public hearing, and we'll call, would you please stand for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'll call the regular council meeting to order, and I'll entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second. Been moved and seconded.
Excuse
Any
me.
further discussion?
Who seconded that?
Chris.
I seconded. Okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Public forum limited to agenda items only. Does anybody wish to address the council? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
I'll second that. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Swearing in of Councilor-elect Mr. Costello. You want to stand to be sworn in?
You gonna do it?
I think
I will.
the city clerk's going to do it.
We'll make it official. Okay, raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Chris Costello,
I, Chris Costello,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge
faithfully discharge
the duties of council member
the duties of council member
of the city of Marion, Kansas.
of the city of Marion, Kansas.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Okay, just need you to sign this. Nope, not
election of vice mayor of the council, I entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I move that we appoint Chris Costello as vice mayor.
I'll second that. Any further discussion?
Been hard to fight, hard to fight too.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Number 13, voting delegate for Kansas Rural Water Association. Tiffany, you wanna take that, or?
Yep, I sure will. Each year we have somebody on our cruise that attends the Kansas Rural Water, Association conference. And this year Tim has, advised that Frank Warner and Jason Wheeler will be Frank's gonna attend, and then if he cannot, then Jason has, advised he will attend. So we would ask that Frank be, the voting delegate and Jason Wheeler the alternate.
Okay,
That's a good idea.
I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Number 14, USD 408 support payments. Tiffany?
We have received, the USD 408 support payments for their, pool expenses, and then the first half assessment for the bond payment, per the new agreement that council approved last year. So we're just asking for approval for that so we can get those paid, by our deadline.
Okay, and the total amount would be 68,000.
Correct, yeah, 50,000 for the bond payment and then 18,000 for the expenses.
Any questions? Yeah.
Is this the last year for this approval system?
You know, no, I think it's 23,
2024, I believe.
24,
Yeah.
so we
I
just
believe
have
it's 2024.
a couple more years left.
Mhm. And that's when the bond pays off in 2024.
Yeah, that's what I want to have. I just think it's that far out.
Yeah, it certainly is. Any other discussion? Okay, also moved,
Second.
been moved and seconded, any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Renewal of sewer maintenance program with mayor. Tim?
We probably got that sheet with the 22, 23, and 24
Yeah.
contract 3-year deal. Kinda, generally how it's been, I guess, is the council approves the contract, and then we just pay it out of our sewer budget each year, which we already have it budgeted for 22, but, the maintenance contract kinda saves us money on our EMC, insurance premiums and claim issues on sewer backups, and cleaning of the lines kinda completes about a third of the town each year as a maintenance deal, and allowing them to run the cameras kinda gives Frank eyes on the problem areas before we just have to dig and stuff, so it's kinda pretty beneficial. So I guess I asked that we approve that so we can proceed with the contract.
Okay, is that a yearly contract every year?
It's, it's got 3 years on
Oh,
it.
3 years,
I
okay.
think it's a 3-year deal thing. For
Okay.
sure.
Alright,
Yeah.
Is it 25,000 a year?
No, it's 18,750 for 22, and then it goes up a little to 19,000 on 23, and 19,250 in 24,
Okay.
so.
What is that $25,000 figure for? Is that a maximum or?
I think it's 25,000 linear.
That's,
What
feet,
they're talking about.
Oh,
I
okay.
think so many feet that they clean, and then, camera 2,500.
Okay, any further questions? Also move to renew the sewer maintenance program with mayor. There, a second.
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 Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0. Approval of final EDH invoice dated January 3rd, 2022 water line project. Tiffany?
I think this was on, I think this was a last minute, item added to last.
I was gonna say, I think it was approved at last time, I
Well,
think.
it was,
I know it was on the reimbursement.
yeah, but I think there was some confusion, cause I don't think it was included in the packet. And so just to clear things up, we just wanna make sure, that we have the January 3rd invoice approved, because I think we approved the January 6th invoice twice at the last meeting. So just to make things clear, we just wanna make sure that we, have council approval on this one.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, I'll entertain a motion to approve that. Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
I'll be abstaining.
Are you abstaining? Okay, motion carried 5-0. Abstention goes with the majority. Number 17, approval of CDBG grant closeout on water line replacement project. Crystal, you're up.
Fantastic. So we have met with the state, we have met all the final qualifications. The original, or the final project cost was $3,441,704.02. CDBG covered $533,000. I'm sorry, I see you ready, you want me to slow down? Okay, and the local funding was $2,908,704.02. So what we need to finish this project out would be a motion for the mayor and the city clerk to sign and seal the packet so we can send it to the state.
Okay. Any questions? I entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried 5-0.
When we send it to the state, I'll make sure that you guys are on it so you know when it is sent in.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Uh-huh.
Okay, number 18, approval of stop stick use policy for the police department.
Your package was a policy for the use of stop sticks. We were able to get one set for doing the STEP program, which is like a strategic traffic enforcement program where over the holidays and stuff, we focus on certain safety issues, whether it be speed, DUI, stuff like that. And then we are given funds to purchase equipment through the state. And we decided as a department to buy stop sticks after having a chase several months prior that came through the city that we really didn't have any way to stop it. So we thought this was a good purchase. So just, the policy's been reviewed by Brian, the city attorney, and it's just looking for approval. These are what the stop sticks look like, if anyone cared. This is what's in the tube that's inside those bags. There's 3 of them, so it stretches about 9 feet long. And inside here, there's triangle, basically barbs that puncture the tire, and then the head comes off of it, and it lets the air out at a controlled rate, so that way they don't just blow out and people crash. And then these are free for a year. If we prefer 5 years if we use them. Stop stick replaces them for free.
How many sets of those?
We have one currently, is the one we got with the grant. We'll probably purchase 2 of them this year with VIN funds. And then the other 2, at the end of the year, we'll get money for doing the STEP program for this year. And we'll purchase the other 2 so that every vehicle will have a set.
What's it cost
It's
to buy them?
about $500, just under $500 a set. But like I said, we don't, if there is a pursuit, I mean, we really don't have a way to stop that other than to follow them or stop pursuing them, depending on the safety risks that are involved.
Is there, once they're used, or do we have to get new ones, or can they be used more than once?
Yeah, they have to be replaced, but they're, like I said, they're free. They give you one, so you have it if you use one while they send you the other ones. But they'll replace them for 5 years, as long as you fill out their reporting form online so they can keep their statistics and
Is there a cost to replace them?
No, not for the 5 years, and then after the 5 years, I assume whatever, a third of the set cost.
Good question.
And there is a, there was a typo, the second, category, there's policy and then there's purpose. There's a T instead of an E, that was missed by 3 people who reviewed it.
Is the E close to the T on the keyboard?
Somewhere around there, yeah. But that will be changed with this.
Okay, any other questions on it? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second,
Second.
been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
If you ever need to try those out, I'd sure like to see it in action. I'm serious.
Well, hopefully we have a body cam if we ever have to use it.
So, okay.
There's a lot of videos online.
Is there?
It's really kind of a non-event. I mean,
Yeah.
we practiced with them out at Salina when I was on patrol, and it just lets the air out gradually on all 4.
Yeah, I think it said it takes
And it just kind of, they just come to a stop. So
20 to 30 seconds is how long they take to deflate, which if you're going fast is, I mean, it's quite a while, I mean, it's quite a distance covered, by the time you go flat and then people try it on flat.
You just throw them out there? And
Yeah, there's those, in this bag here, there's 3 of those black things, they're in a bag, so it folds out to 9 feet long, and it's got a reel, and you throw it all the way across the road, and then you wait, and then they come, you just pull it back in front of them, and they run over it and yank it off the road.
And then you yank it out of the way so your patrol car.
Yeah. That's why there's a clear spot where you have to have radio communication in the policy following vehicles.
Well, I guess you're up again, acquisition of patrol car patrols.
During the budget cycle last year, there was a budget amount approval of $15,000 for purchase of a vehicle. I provided in the packet 3 options for purchasing the vehicle. We've been working with the vendor to purchase. It's the same place we got the last one from. And those are the amounts. My recommendation would be option number 3. Midway Motors has agreed to purchase the vehicle and then take ours in on trade. They've been a proponent of the police department. They've donated to our canine fund. They're a local area business. They're gonna give us more money than the guy we're buying the vehicle from, for trade-in. So we won't have to drive 2 vehicles to go trade in, to go get this one. It just made more sense, for us. We have, the 2 rebuilt vehicles that we have about 50,000 miles put on them since we've owned them since 2018. And we've had 0 issues related to, we've had the battery go dead in one, which is not uncommon for police cars because people leave stuff on, batteries get drained and stuff, and tires. But that's the only issues we've had with the ones that we have currently.
Does that come with some of the, aesthetics you need to mount your radios?
No, we'll have to purchase all of the equipment for the vehicle. We are hoping to be able to use the remainder of, because the vehicle price will be $12,799 with trade-ins. And that leaves us a little over $2,000 out of that to equip that vehicle, and the rest will be purchased out of the VIN account.
You can utilize your old equipment.
Some of the stuff that's not vehicle specific that we can use, like the radio, radar, some of the lights, stuff like that, we can reuse that. The ones that are vehicle specific don't
I have
transfer
2
over.
questions.
2? Okay.
How many miles do you put on one of them a year?
Anywhere from 7,000 to 12,000, depending on who's driving.
And what do they get for mileage?
The Explorers have done better. We found out that it really doesn't matter what vehicle it is, it matters who's driving it. Because some guys sit there and idle more than other guys. We try to refrain from doing that because it's wear and tear on the vehicles, but we get, roughly, I think in the one I have, I get like around 12, 13, and that seems to be the gist of about any guy can get about that much if he tries.
Is that about what McCarty gets on his car?
No, he gets less.
He gets better?
No.
Less?
Yes. He tends to sit a lot. He puts maybe 7,000 miles a year on his car, cause he likes to run stationary radar and sit places and watch stuff. And then there's other vehicles that go 12,000, cause they drive around, they patrol a lot, and then the K9 vehicle, he goes to training, every other week, in Newton, and trains with those guys. So his vehicle gets a little bit more miles put on it, but it's about, 10,000 is what cause 10,000, then after 10 years, the vehicle will have 100,000 miles on it to be time to go. So
Any other questions?
Well, on this 2011 Dodge Charger, how many miles is on that? You didn't
90,
know.
97, 94, 97,000, over 97.
Okay, is there any reason that we can't, I see that we have the cost to repair these vehicles, is there any reason that we can't repair one of these instead of buying another one?
I mean, we could, but we're gonna spend, those were conservative numbers, that was about, it's gonna cost about, I would say, $4,000 to fix that.
Yeah.
We've already in January of last year, we got a quote, it was making a ticking noise. We got a quote from Midway to fix it, and it was gonna be about $3,000. And we, on our weekend off, went in a garage and opened the engine up and fixed the lifter on it, and band-aided it back together for $12. It's a known issue with that engine. The water pump leaks, coolant, so the water pump will need to be replaced, the valve cover leaks oil, the exhaust leak, I don't know where that's coming from, but there's definitely an exhaust leak somewhere, so I don't know if we have to replace the entire exhaust, or if that could be welded up, I don't really know on that one, but, that's, sure, fixing, banding together would just put us in a worse position for having an older fleet and less reliable vehicles, but, it's.
Okay, I didn't get option 3, I didn't have a worksheet for that, did you have it?
I don't have, there's no, it's written on here, there was no, invoice from Midway, cause that was the last second.
Okay, then my next question is, can we not sell these 2, police cars on Purple Wave?
Yes, that would be option 1, would be that, and we would be, that would be a gamble at what you're gonna get
Well,
price-wise for
I
them.
would think they'd be worth more than 2,500.
That's a possibility. I don't know, it's depending on who wants to,
But could be less.
yeah, it could be more, it could be less, I don't know.
Well, that's a gamble we'd have to take, but we're taking a gamble on this Ford Interceptor anyway. I understand, does it have a clear title on it?
No, it's a rebuilt, Missouri rebuilt title, like
So is it salvaged?
it was salvaged, but it's rebuilt, is what the label has
So
before.
okay, is there a warranty on it?
He offers a 1-year, 12,000 mile powertrain warranty on all of his vehicles.
Does powertrain main engine too?
Yep, engine, all the drivetrain, transmission, drive axles.
Maybe transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so would you repeat what Midwest quoted us on this again, please?
Midway Motors in Hillsborough, so the vehicle price would stay the same at $17,500. They would give us $5,000 for a trade-in, and then there's a $299 document fee through them. And then, so the total would be $12,799.
What kind of fee?
A document fee. That's on
If
every,
you go buy a car from them,
It's on there.
they'll show you one, they'll charge you for it.
and that's the only fees they're adding to it. So at that point, they're gambling on whether or not they can get rid of those for $5,000.
I bet they can.
Well, they'll probably take them
They'll
off.
just, he told me they'll send them straight to auction, because they don't wanna
Oh.
put any money into them, not knowing what they can get back out of it.
The biggest, I just might comment, the biggest issue you have with the patrol car that just drives around town is the ball joints, the wheels, the steering mechanism and all that, and.
Are you saying our streets are bad?
Yeah. But it actually becomes somewhat of a safety issue, with 97,000 miles, it's just been driven around town.
And that was the last,
You're turning corners, when I was on the Coffeyville Police Department, I turned a corner one day and my right front tire went that way and I went that way.
we had one of the Crown Vics that the city brought back out of retirement at one point in time, somebody turned to the corner and the steering wheel just locked. And they just went right to the curb and had to stop there until they could figure out how to
Yeah,
fix that. But the 2011 Charger was the last brand new car the city ordered and bought in 2011. So that one has been here for, this is almost 11 years.
yeah.
And it's been wrecked 3 times.
Okay, one other question.
Yeah.
In the 2020 budget, you told us that we were gonna change cars every 2 years in rotation. So what are you gonna ask for next year?
What I said was the idea is to get on a every other year rotation,
Well, what
where
are
we have
gonna do
4,
this?
we have 4 cars that need to be replaced, or at least we need to start thinking about it, because we have a Tahoe that has 94,000 miles on it, we have a 10-year-old Impala that has in the mid upper 70s, 1,000 miles on it. So yes, next year, I would like to do what we did in 2021, and purchase a newer car like that had sub 5,000 miles. I mean, if we want to order a new vehicle, I'm sure we'd be fine with that, but, I mean, I would be, but that's $37,000 just for the vehicle.
Well, I'm looking for the best deal for the taxpayer money.
Yeah, we did our research for the last 3 years doing that same thing, and we have found, I mean, I don't know what the downside is on this one, other than the persona that it has a rebuilt title. We've gotten 2 of them from this individual who has, we've had nothing but good luck with them. We got $7,000 less than a brand new one with basically a brand new vehicle. So I don't know what else to do if this is not something the council wishes to do.
Right.
We seem to have this conversation every time, and we've always come back to this being the best way. We just looked at prices from dealerships on used patrol cars just without, salvage or rebuilt titles, and it's ridiculous. I mean, they were $25,000 for the same vehicle.
I might point out, this actually doesn't come from taxpayers' money, it's bought out of equipment reserve, and that's funded by the utility fund. So it really doesn't have anything to do with the taxes, the property taxes, so to speak.
So what color is this vehicle?
It'll be black to match the rest of the other, two Explorers that we have. It will look like the older Explorer, because they changed body styles in 2020, and this is the 2019.
And we'll put a decal on it?
Yep, it'll look exactly like all the rest of them. That's the idea, is to get them all to look the same, so
So you
people know
who it is.
it's us. Yeah, well, they won't know who it is at that point, but yeah,
Okay,
Okay,
thank you.
Good question. You guys wanna discuss option 1, 2, or 3, or are you satisfied with the explanation? I would move that we, purchase option number 3, which would be through Midway Motors.